Hi guys, this is Matt McDermott, co-owner of Alternative Property Management here in St. George, Utah. This video is in direct response to multiple questions that I've been getting about, Matt, how do I calculate the best way to calculate cap rate, cash on cash value, whether I'm paying cash for the property or if it's carrying a mortgage. Um, and I've been answering a lot of those questions. I thought I'd make a video. I'm not the best video maker, but I am the best at property management. So, since that's what we're talking today, I hope this uh, serves you well. So, let's just take an average. Let's jump right in. An average price of $200,000, okay, for a property. And let's say the rent on this property, rent income is $1,400 a month. Okay. Now, I'm sorry, there's kind of a light there. $200,000, $1,400 a month. Perfect. That's where we're going to start from. Now, to calculate cap rate, what I usually like to do is first write out the list of all the things I'm going to include in my expenses. I'm going to start with taxes. I'm going to do insurance. Okay. I'm going to do vacancy, vacancy rate, vacancy expense, repairs, and property management service. Okay. So, taxes change a lot by the bracket. They're like in brackets of what the sales price is. If you're at 150,000, you're going to be paying about 66 bucks a month in property taxes. Here, for our example, $200,000 here. This is the average from Ivins in the west all the way to La Verkin in the east, right? With all the cities in between, Santa Clara, St. George, Washington. This is the average property taxes on a $200,000 house. You're going to be paying about 104. Go back a little bit. Okay. Okay. You're going to be paying $104 a month in taxes. If you move up another $50,000 to $250,000 sale price, you're looking at about 120. You need to budget 120 in taxes. 104 if it's a $200,000 sale price, and about an average of $66 a month if it's a $150,000 sales price. Okay, that's the average for here in southern Utah. Insurance, St. George happens to be number 13 on the list of cheapest property insurance, and we're at number 13, and it's comes out to be about 770 bucks a year. So a month you're looking at 64, right? So now we're down to vacancy. St. George, luckily, is a lot lower than most other places in the country. Here, the specific number that you need to calculate is 4.54%. That's the average St. George rental vacancy. Okay, it's about 2 weeks out of the year. That's pretty good. That also depends a lot on what property management company you choose to go with. Some have no sense of urgency, and they just, when a tenant moves out, they're just get people through when they can, and repairs and paint and get it ready, not a big deal. So find a property management company that has a sense of urgency. That's what you want to budget into it. That's gonna, just by chance, that works out to be same as your insurance, 64 bucks a month that you want to budget for that. Maybe someone stays in there for a few years and you don't have that a certain year, great, but let's budget for it to be conservative about it. Repairs, there's a lot of different ways people calculate this. One popular way nationwide is to calculate it on 1% of the purchase price annually. So if the house is $200,000, they like to budget $2,000 in maintenance repairs. That's not how everybody does it. Most of our clients, most of the investors we work with, they're budgeting 5%. Okay, not of the purchase price, 5% of the rent. Okay, so that ends up being about 70 bucks. Okay, $70 in repairs and property management service. Most common is 10%. Okay, we don't charge that. We charge a little bit less. But let's say you're going with any property management company here in town, 10%, and that service fee is $140. Okay, so what do we want to do to figure out our cap rate? We're going to add all these up. Okay, find this 441 bucks a month in expenses. Okay, we're going to subtract that from how much rent we're getting. Okay, we're getting $959 a month. We purchased this property for cash. That's our cash flow, right? Great. Well, what's our cap rate? Cap rate, maybe I should have explained that at the beginning. You know, what the heck's a cap rate? Cap rate is the correlation between how much income the property generates and the purchase price you bought it for. It kind of helps you know if you're paying a good price for it at the start. It's not a tell-all, and that's all we care about is cap rate. But a lot of investors we work with, for example, they say, hey, anything around 5-6%, 5%, yeah, I might be interested. 6, definitely send it to me. I'd be interested in investing it, and anything higher than that, all the much better. So, cap rate we're going to calculate by taking this number, our monthly NOI, net operating income, and we're going to multiply it. Kind of getting way out there, huh? $959 times 12. We want to know how much it is a year. Okay, that's going to be $11,000, $11,508. Oh man. Okay. So $11,508 of net operating income for the year divided by, okay, our purchase price. Okay, so 200,000, 200K, and that's gonna give us our cap rate. It's gonna come out as a decimal, obviously at first. It's gonna be 0.575 on this particular property. This example that we're using, it's gonna get a 5.75% cap rate. Okay, lift that up a little bit. 5.75% cap rate. That's good. That's good. That's solid, right? It's a heck of a lot better than the bank, and a heck of a lot better than an annuity or something like that. 5.75. A lot of investors we have would be interested in a property like that, especially if you hit 6 or go over. You're doing real well. So, the question might be, hey, I'm not paying cash for that. Who has $500,000 cash? I want to get a mortgage. Does that mean it's not going to be a good deal anymore? Well, let's figure it out. So, all you need to do, right, is add your expenses. To your expenses, add how much your mortgage is going to be. So I recommend going to mortgagecalculator.org or any mortgage calculator out there. A lot of times they're going to include in their calculation the taxes, might even include insurance. Well, we've already accounted for that over here, so you need to make those zeros or make it so it's not calculating those. We just want the mortgage amount from the bank. So if we're at 4% currently, interest rate on $200,000, 30-year loan, you're looking about a $763 mortgage. Okay, so I'm gonna do it right here. If we're at $763 mortgage, and I'm gonna add, okay, let me make a line down here so we don't get this all mixed up. 763, and now I'm gonna add the monthly expenses, 441. Okay, that's how much expense there is. There's the mortgage expense and your operating expense. You're at $1,204. Subtract that from how much your month you're getting in rent, $1,400. 14 minus 1,204 is going to be $196. That's $196 cash flow. Not even paying cash for the property. You have a mortgage, you're using the bank's money. That's awesome. Leverage your capital when you can. You're getting about $200 in your pocket cash flow. Okay. Some people's goals are to preserve capital or to use the appreciation. But anytime you're getting cash flow, positive cash flow on the property, that's just awesome. It's incredible. And great investment for you because you're not only earning on the appreciation and reserving capital and all the other benefits, but you're getting cash on top of it. So you have a approximately $200 cash flow, and your cap rate is at 5.75. Now, what's the other thing I mentioned early on? The cash on cash return, cash on cash value. And how is it different from cap rate? Now remember, cap rate is the correlation between the income the property produces and the purchase price of the home. Helps you know when you're getting in if you're paying a good price for the home, or at least one that's going to work for your investment. The cash on cash value or cash on cash return, some people say is all that matters, and that's what they care about the most. Cash on cash value is how much you're making based on how much cash you put in the deal. Okay? If you have a mortgage on this and you put down 20%, which is average for an investment property, you put down $40,000. Okay? The bank has $160,000 as far as skin in the game, right? You've put up $40,000. How much return on investment is my $40,000 making me? Right? If I have it in the bank, it's going to make me 0.5%, or it's probably even less now. I don't know. If I'm going to do this, I need a good return on investment. Cash on cash value, that's what it is. So to calculate that, you're going to want to take what you're making a month, your cash flow. We want it now in a year format, okay? Times it by 12 months. So on a year basis, this property is going to give you $2,352. Okay, great. Well, you divide that by the how much money you have in the deal. $40,000, right? 2352 divided by 40,000 is going to give you about a 5.88. Is that right? 2352 divided by 40,000. Yeah, 5.88. Percent cash on cash value. So now you might think, hey, those are pretty darn close. Cap rate is 5.75, cash on cash is 5.88. Do I really need to figure that out? Are they always just that close? It probably doesn't even matter. It really does change a lot depending on the property. I've seen where you have an 8% cap rate, right? And a 14% cash on cash value. That's awesome. Your money, the money you have in this transaction is making you 14%. In this case, it's making you almost 6%. That's still a great return on investment. So now we've talked about cap rate, paying in cash, or with a mortgage, cash flow, and your cash on cash return.